3, 2, 1, and here we go. All right, week 3 of the season, road trip to Foreman, Arkansas, home of the Gators. Senor Fields and I have just left Grannis at the Tyson plant. Hedger Fields gave me the great lecture of the Mina football shirt, even though it was the only clean polo shirt I could find. Because laundry, I had to do at 5:30 this morning before leaving for work.
Well, it's good that you do your laundry.
Yes.
I'm sure your mom appreciates the help.
Oh, yes, definitely. This is part 1 of the video for the record, so we shall remember this when we go to YouTube and spend the weekend uploading this.
So, yes, the scouting report I got is that, particularly for a 2A school, Foreman's is very big. They got a pretty good sized line.
That's what I've heard too, was big defensive line. You and I talked about that last week.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see how Horatio does. I mean, Horatio's got some pretty good sized guys on defense, but I don't know how well they would compare there. I wouldn't say that that either Derek's or Murfreesboro were particularly large teams.
Yes.
But last week they didn't play well. They didn't score any points, but I thought they played well.
Yes.
Significant improvement from the first game. So I don't know if we see a sequential improvement from the second to third game that we saw from the first to the second game, I think they'll score some points.
Honestly, after Prescott next week, that's the toughest part of the schedule is gone.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah, it's good that they're knocking out Prescott there right at the first of the conference season.
Speaking of that, what are we going to do road trip wise next week for Arkadelphia? How are you thinking that?
For Prescott.
For Prescott, yes. What are you thinking?
Well, it'd be most handy if you can get your ride down here again. Yeah, and we'll just
cut across through.
Yeah, we'll just go down to the Queen and we'll go over to Nashville and come on across to Prescott. That's pretty much a straight shot.
Okay, because I don't want to eat at the truck stop again this year.
Come on, man! It was good food.
The food was good. The fries were salty as hell.
The truck stop food was good last year.
You're going through Arkadelphia. There's 800 places to eat in Arkadelphia.
Yeah, going through Arkadelphia. Going through Nashville. There's several good places to eat in Nashville.
Okay, I'll take you.
We'll stop and eat in Nashville.
Okay. Let me text AJ Whitmore this weekend and find out what he's got, what he knows food-wise down there.
Who?
AJ Whitmore, the former Nashville quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
If I remember, AJ's still coaching down there, so I could ask him. Yeah.
At Prescott?
Nashville,
okay.
but he lives down there, so he should know what good places to eat are.
Yeah, I remember when AJ was playing.
Yeah, I do too. He scored a zillion touchdowns on us.
He scored a zillion touchdowns on a lot of people.
Yes, he did.
Where did he play college ball at?
He went to Tulsa for a couple of years. Gus recruited him when Gus became the offensive coordinator at Tulsa, and then he transferred back to Tech after Gus left. Because Gus left Tulsa after 2 years and went to Auburn.
Right.
Because Gus, I think, used him as a Wildcat quarterback in Tulsa.
Okay. And when Gus left Tulsa, he left Tulsa.
Yeah, pretty much.
And he went to Arkansas Tech.
Yes. Okay. Now, I've actually read Gus's Tulsa playbook. I've actually looked that up.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, I gotta say, Gus has since he left high school ball, he developed a pretty good
reputation.
Pretty good pedigree there really quick.
Yeah. Are you surprised Gus didn't end up at Arkansas one way or another?
Surprised. Am I surprised that he didn't
take the Arkansas job?
Not particularly surprised that he didn't take the Arkansas job. Disappointed, yes. But, I mean, overall, compared to his other offers, we couldn't offer much. I wished he had. I mean, he's got roots here.
His wife always wanted to move back to Arkansas.
Yeah. I wish he had taken the job.
And Gus is always in a situation where he keeps them just far enough away at arm's length. The Auburn fans, though, too. They're happy with him, and he wins enough to keep them happy, but he doesn't screw up enough or he doesn't lose enough for them to fire him.
Right.
He's kind of in the Houston Nutt situation at Auburn.
Well, I mean, he's also got a national championship. So.
No, he doesn't. He didn't win the national title at Auburn.
I thought he won the national
He
title.
was the offensive coordinator when they won the national title. That was Gene Chiswick's team.
Okay, I thought he won the national.
He lost. The first year he went back to Auburn, he won. He got to the championship game and lost.
Oh, okay, that's what it was. Well, he got to the dance anyway.
Oh, yeah.
He's in the top. I mean, he's got Auburn consistently in the top 10. So that's a competitive program.
Yeah, Auburn's a curio program, to say the least.
Compared to Arkansas, which is, always, fighting somewhere in the bottom here.
I always saw Arkansas as above average. They're competitive. They're going to give you fights, but you have to have the right coach and the right setup to pull it off.
Well, the disadvantage for Arkansas
No recruiting base.
right now is
Then you've lost like the French, and you've lost like the French Army for the past 3 years.
Yeah. You've got a lack of history at this point, and you're in a highly competitive conference. So you could be better than average. You could be one of the best.
If you could try to beat Ole Miss or Mississippi State, that's not a bad thing.
You could be in the top 20 in the nation and come out with a losing record every year because you're in such a tough conference. But I can't say that either now because, I used to be able to make that argument, but now you can't because we're losing to
Western Kentucky,
these other folks.
San Jose State.
Yeah.
I just kept sitting around. Colorado State lost to them too.
Right.
I just kept sitting around waiting for Morris to just get it going. Like the light bulb was gonna click, and it never did. And I'm so sad.
Right. Then Coach Bielema came in. We thought we had high hopes for him.
I did. The expectation mark was so high for Bielema. I thought ground and pound. I thought you're in the SEC. I thought you're going to do a Wisconsin-style system with better athletes.
Right.
And you never really consistently got there. The defenses were constantly up and down, inconsistent.
You put together, the players loved him. He had a lot of persona. And all those things worked. It worked the whole time he was there. But I didn't feel like he could ever put together the supporting coaching staff to really to do what he needed to do. I don't think he was a staff guy. The players loved him.
Now, the staff early on was good. Guys like Charlie Partridge, Randy Shannon,
right.
Him getting Danny Enos, him getting Pittman, getting in Jim Chaney. He had good staff around him. But as the years went on and the staff deteriorated, Bielema and honestly, I think Bielema got lazy the last couple of years. He really just kind of mailed it in.
He may have.
Because that last year, you can tell they're competitive. He's trying, but second half of his last year, you kind of knew this ain't going to end well. I'm done. They're going to fire me. I know they're going to fire me. Let's just try to do the best we can and see what goes from there. And I'm surprised Brett hasn't turned up on a college sideline somewhere.
Sure.
I'm really surprised.
I'm trying to remember consistently the season before they let him go, and then the final season. But that season before they let him go,
lost to Missouri, blew that lead. Lost to Virginia Tech, blew that lead.
Yeah. It was like they're going to get. It was like his neither his offensive coordinator nor his defensive coordinator could stick with what worked. And neither one of them could make changes on the fly, particularly the defense.
The defense was terrible.
The defense did not seem to have the ability to adjust faster than a halftime adjustment. And, even in high school football, you've got to adjust from one series to the next to what the other guy's doing.
Also, another thing,
if you don't, you're just going to get ripped apart.
And I think Bielema didn't recruit in Texas. He ticked off so many of those high school coaches in Texas when he first got there.
Right.
That really, I still surprised how the hell he got the job. I wonder if Jeff Long used emotion. He used emotion to hire him instead of logic.
Sure. And I also agree with Jeff Long in terms of I know that Jeff Long talked about. He looked at Brett's Coach Bielema's relationship with his players and what a good, strong relationship he had with them. And that's a good thing, but it's not the only thing.
Yeah, you've got to be a disciplinarian. You can't be buddy-buddy.
Well, you can. You can be their friends. You can be their mentors. But at the end of the day, you got to be able to play football.
Yeah.
And that didn't happen.
Are you surprised Bielema hasn't turned up somewhere as a college head coach again?
Yes, I would. Yeah, I would definitely have thought that he would turn up as a college coach somewhere else. I would have thought that he would have turned up as an offensive coordinator at one of your major schools.
No, he's more of a defensive-minded coach, not an offensive coach.
Defensive coordinator then. but at least a staff job at one of the major colleges, because
Yeah.
he didn't do a bad job on those aspects.
And very few people know this. Very few people remember this stuff too. Bielema was a defensive coordinator at Kansas State when they upset Oklahoma in 2003. That Oklahoma team was lighting scoreboards up like Christmas trees. Jason White won the Heisman. Bielema came in and they fell 7-0, and then Bielema's defense shut them out the rest of the game.